Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's Nightbird video. Obviously, we got another QR code. Not only that, we was told, or it was indicated, that it was worth sticking around for Raw talk afterwards. That's what we did. And we was greeted with something else. So we got a couple of things today. What I would say is that this actually isn't that deep. All things considered. I mean, we still had plenty for us to get our teeth into, but actually not that deep. We have gone and had a lot deeper and richer QR codes, but it's fine. I'm sure they're cooking up something good for Friday. The other disappointing thing is there's nothing here that kind of points to Wednesday or Thursday. There probably is a good chance that the journal will get updated at some point this week. But yeah, at the moment, it looks like this is what we've got. And then we've got to wait till Friday. I think things are going to massively kick off next week. That's the go-home week. I would expect extra bits outside of Raw and SmackDown next week. But let's have a look, shall we, at what we actually got. So it flashed up on screen, of course, and the QR code. The word prepare was there as well. And it took us to the URL, wwe.com, Flesh of Unifier, right? Apparently, if you unscramble those letters, you actually get Firefly Fun House. So it's FLESHOFUNIFYEUR. Right, but if you unscramble it, you get Firefly Fun House, and then that makes a lot more sense. So that was the URL. This is where it brought us this white page, which is really strange. I really feel like I'm missing something. I really feel like, why have they gone for this as a layout? I don't know. But what I will say is, do you remember before they had the word door, and that led us to the Twitch stream? This one says secret, and when you click it, it doesn't take you anywhere. I really feel like there's going to be some update at some point where you're going to click this and it's going to take you somewhere. Maybe the TikTok. I don't think we've really done anything over on the TikTok in a while, so it might take us there. But either way, at the moment, you just press it. Nothing happens. But it feels very similar to when we had the door link, and then that took us to the Twitch stream. So I don't know when that's going to be active. There's no clues or anything saying come back, click on this. There's nothing like that at the moment, but definitely something to be aware of. Then we've got this, which is mandates. That's an MP4 file. We've got the shatter picture. This is the June 17 that we had the other day. So this, obviously, we read this the other day. This is on wwe.com. Then we've got the archive, of course. We've seen that before. That's the journal. I did go down and there's no new message. So seemingly nothing new here. I think we've seen all of these entries. So nothing new there. Then we've got Monitus, right? That's new. Recapitulation, obviously we've seen this. Doesn't appear to be anything new here either. And then we've got another picture. So by the looks of it, we've got two pictures, an audio file, and a video. That's what this had. And a couple of little bits. So up here, we've got this ad blocked. And if you click on that, then you get this. Available at fine retailers near you. It's Ramblin' Rabbit's Bohemian Breakfast Spread, which obviously connects back to an old Firefly Fun House. There was an episode where Bray was hitting Ramblin' Rabbit with a mallet, and Ramblin' Rabbit started oozing this goop. Bray picked him up and tasted it, and he was like, yowie, wowie. And then we cut to the next scene where he's there, and he's got this jar of Ramblin' Rabbit breakfast spread. So this is obviously very exciting, because without doing anything, we've got a URL which says Firefly Fun House. We've got this Ramblin' Rabbit Bohemian Breakfast Spread. So it's quite exciting, because we're getting very strong Firefly Fun House puppet imagery and messages that are kind of coming through on this QR code. So we had that. The other thing as well is at the bottom, there's this, which I didn't see at the time. People had to tell me about as to the fact that this was there. So we've got that. When you put that into YouTube, you get a video about puppets coming alive, and obviously that has been a big talking point. People are so excited because it sort of indicates that we're gonna bring the puppets alive, and maybe those are gonna be the new characters that Joe Gacy, Dexter Loomis, Eric Rowan, Nikki Cross, maybe they're going to portray real life versions of the puppets. Now, to be honest, I said this during the live stream, I don't quite know how that's going to work, because those puppets, I believe, were in Bray's mind. So if they were in Bray's mind, how are they now going to take over Nikki Cross? How are they now going to take over Eric Rowan and Dexter Loomis? Like, I think it's fine for them to be inspired by the puppets, for them to want to pay tribute to Bray and to choose to kind of portray characters that relate to the Firefly Funhouse. But if we're actually saying that their soul or their essence is going to somehow take over Nikki Cross and somehow take over Dexter Loomis and somehow take over Eric Rowan, I would just have some big questions as to how has that happened. Like, walk me through this. This is going to need explaining to me. Like, how are we bringing the puppets alive? Like, that was all in Bray's mind. I mean, you could say that when Bray passed away, that then maybe they needed to find another vessel when Bray passed away. But, I mean, I think we're really going down some quite confusing rabbit holes there. Do you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm going to just take this step at a time. At the moment, there is a video about puppets being brought to life. How that's going to show itself in actuality, don't know at this stage. It could just be that, as we said, they just portray characters that have been heavily inspired by the puppets. So that's where that code leads you if you put that into YouTube. And we will have a look at that in a bit, because we do have some screenshots and whatnot. But let's get stuck in, shall we? So we know that doesn't do anything. We know that brings up the Bohemian breakfast spread, and we know about the hidden thing down there. So here, if we click on this, look. This is the video, okay? This is the video. I'm not aware of anything hidden on here, but this is the video. It runs for about 3 minutes. We're going to play it, and we're going to obviously see what it says. I will pause every now and again, just so that we can keep up with it. But this is like if you was at school and they used to wheel out the old TV and the old VHS player. Sometimes you would watch like an old documentary, or you would watch like some old program based on a certain subject. And I would, obviously people would remember quite fondly the TV being wheeled over and the videotape being put in, because you knew that you was just going to sit there and watch something, which obviously was probably the best lesson you could have. Sitting there and watching a TV program. That's way better than sitting and listening to a teacher and making notes, right? So this kind of feels a little bit like an instructional video. And you can even hear like the VHS kind of noise starting up. And it's got the eject at the end. I don't even know if it says play at the start. It might do in the corner. But obviously this feels very much like a VHS tape. But it does feel like instructional video. I really like how this has been done. So let's hit play. There we go, play in the corner. Preparing for a massacre. So we know a massacre is on the way. The day of destruction is imminent. The words of the red can guide you to safety. See what I mean about us having to kind of pause every now and again. The words of the red can guide you to safety if you are willing to listen. So words of the red, we believe, is basically Bray. So Bray can guide you to safety if you are willing to listen. The day of destruction is imminent. Then we've got acceptance, right? Your fate lies in your hands. You can save yourself. His arms are wide open. Open your eyes. You are bound. You are consuming lies. This very much makes me think and feel like I am inside the cave. That's kind of how I feel. We're bound, we're shackled, we're consuming the lies, the projections. This might not even be aimed at us, by the way. I'm kind of looking at this thinking, is this aimed at the roster? Is this a message that's being sent to the WWE locker room? Are they saying to them that some of them are bound and being fed lies? It's hard to know who they're aiming this at. But this bit definitely makes me think of the cave. You are consuming lies. This will be your trajectory until you refuse to accept it. Admit your transgressions. The only way to correct a problem is to acknowledge its existence. Repent and be made whole. So it really wants us to repent, or wants whoever this is aimed at to repent. On the day of reckoning, fire will fall on the just and unjust alike. You must remove yourself to avoid extinction. Run and hide. Statues will crumble. False idols will be toppled. Your presence will be a sign of disbelief, a declaration of blasphemy. You hold the key to your own salvation. I think what's interesting here is this bit where it says, run and hide. You must remove yourself to avoid extinction. Now, if this is aimed at WWE superstars, are they saying, remove yourself from WWE or remove yourself out of our path if you don't want to be terminated, right? Because a massacre is coming. And I think it's interesting as well that it says just and unjust will fall. So that says to me that maybe good and bad will fall. That means that basically if you are in our way, you know, we are telling you now, get out of our way. Whether you are good, whether you are bad, whether you are just, whether you are unjust, there is a day of reckoning coming. You need to run and hide. This is your warning. This is your warning. You better heed what is being said. If you don't, it is not our fault. I feel like this might be you must remove yourself to avoid extinction. That's why I think this is being aimed at the WWE locker room more so than at us. I feel like this is to the wrestlers. So you must remove yourself to avoid extinction, run and hide. Statues will crumble. False idols will be toppled. Your presence will be a sign of disbelief, a declaration of blasphemy. You hold the key to your own salvation. If you're there, you'll not believe in these words. What to do during the reckoning? So, in the unfortunate event that you have not taken the proper steps to avoid the massacre, get out the way, then follow these instructions. So if you've decided that sticking around is what you want to do, well, this is the next section for you. Right. Do not beg for mercy. You was given ample time to save yourself and you refused. Calamity is now inevitable. Accept your fate, for you may be reborn with a newfound wisdom. Nothing is ever final. Do not fight. You chose this. You forced our hand. Oh, look at this. Look at this. So let's have a little walk through, shall we? Let's see what we've got here. That's interesting to me. I said during the live stream, this reminds me so much of the first time we saw Howdy, because we saw Howdy in the foreground and there was something projected on the wall in the background. The camera then pans down. You see sort of the side of the face of Howdy and he goes, Howdy. And that was the first time we had seen him with that mask. And I feel like this is something very, very similar. Very similar. I don't know who this is, But I feel like whoever this is in the foreground, and I believe it to be a person, it's just part of their costume. Like, this could be their hair. This could be Alexa. It could be Alexa's hair, like, tied up. And it's got, like, this barbed wire kind of coming around. If this was to pan down, I feel like you would see the rest of Alexa. Or whoever this is going to... It feels female to me. This hair feels sort of female. It feels a bit like Alexa when she puts her hair up in buns, you know? But it reminds me of the Howdy reveal. This in the foreground, and then something being projected on the wall. That's a projection to me in the background, being projected onto the white wall. So that is also of interest, but we don't see it long enough to be able to really make anything out more than this. I mean, it's gone. That's it. Then, I'm not sure what this is. That to me looks like a flame on a wick. That looks like a fire kind of burning down. Maybe a bit of a countdown, like the bomb's about to go off. They're about to arrive, something like that. I feel like it's working its way down the wick. Could be wrong. That, I've had people going, oh my God, is that a mask? I mean, that to me just looks like an animal. That looks like a straight up animal. That I think we've seen before. I think that is a skull in a desert. And I'm sure we've seen the image of that before. Maybe earlier in this campaign or White Rabbit, I can't remember. But I feel like that's a skull in the desert. So I feel like we've seen that. You can see there's a few images in here. That one we've looked at. That's what I think is the wick. I'm trying to get to that. That's an animal. I mean, that's clearly not a human eye. So that's not a mask or anything. That is, I'm guessing, an owl or some sort of bird. Then we've got this. I don't know if we've seen that before. That looks like actual animals as well, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, actually, we might be seeing that burning down, actually, there. As it kind of goes down a bit further, maybe. It's coming down to the end of that. We've definitely seen these before. These are like scarecrows that are kind of dressed up as people, obviously. So we've seen that in a row. Looks kind of intimidating. Then we get the blue screen. Do you hear? Can you hear, like, steps? I don't think they're steps. People have said before that that noise, you can hear it at the end of the Nightbird that's played in the arena. And it doesn't sound like steps to me. Maybe it's meant to. So maybe it's meant to. But it sounds a little bit like a thud, like a boom. And I don't know what that is meant to be. But it says, do you hear? That noise has also been pointed out at the end of the arena Nightbird. The shackles have fallen. We have been set free. Your prayers fall on deaf ears. The day of reckoning is at hand. It sounds like something repeating itself. It sounds like something that's kind of going to... I do wonder if there's something in here, you know. I haven't had a chance to go through and, like, play around with this, but we do see this static quite a bit. So the day of reckoning is at hand. Yeah, I am interested in that static. That feels like Gacy, doesn't it? That really feels like Gacy to me. So I feel like this is the reveal of the four, if you will. So I feel like we've got this character who I would guess is Joe Gacy, who is going to be part of this group. Then we've got another character, right? In a sec. There. Here, you can't quite make this person out, though. Can sort of see that there's something here. But it's gone. That feels like the second person. Then you've got the Funhouse TV. Then you've got the door. Then you've got the bride. And we've seen that before, the bride sort of reveal herself. I think people are maybe leaning a bit more to that being Nikki now, more than Alexa. there was only 2 there. Wasn't there 2 and the bride by the looks of it, unless I missed one. Hope you find your freedom. It's not too late to save yourself. So there we go. There was something right at the end before it cuts off at the bottom. It only momentarily flashes up though. Let's go back there. See if I can find it. It's really very quick. There at the bottom. So that flashed up. People have looked into that and we've got an answer as to what that is as well, right? But yeah, let's have a little walk through that second part, shall we? So here we've got the static. There may be something in that. That is interesting. We think that might be Gacy. Then we keep going and we've got... Ooh, that's not bad, is it? That's not bad. I feel like you can see a very definite mouth there. And a nose. Ooh. Who are you? Who are you? How have they even done that? Is that someone that's covering their face? Ooh. Could that be a hand kind of in front of the face, which is why we're seeing part of the face, but not like all of it? Oh, we paused that on such a good moment. I'm so pleased. So pleased we've captured that. Maybe that means that there's another one in there. Maybe there's a couple in there. Don't even know if I'd be able to find that we... Yeah, there, look. Could that be 1? Could it go into 2? And then we've got that other one that was 3. Which was that person. So that could be 1. That could be 2. Could it then flip into just momentarily change into... Could this be 3? It's difficult, isn't it? Difficult. And then, of course, we go to the fun house. We got the fun house door. And then, of course, the bride, which is very, very clear. And then we carry on. Have you found your freedom? I don't think there's anything else in there. And then, of course, as we said at the end, that thing at the bottom, which just shows itself momentarily. And that was that. Okay. So that was the video. We don't need that. We don't need that either. Right, let's have a look at this shatter. So here's a piece of paper. It's got the red circle and it's got, we know that he lives here and he seems to be breaking through. So when the circle was broken, they were let loose. So I wonder if we are talking about the puppets. I wonder if everything that was... I wonder if the circle was broken when Bray passed away. And that sort of set loose the puppets, their personalities. It set loose Uncle Howdy. It's interesting, isn't it? Were let loose. No direction. They were lost and confused, but I found them. They're safe now. They are free and they are real. It does point towards them coming alive. It does point towards the puppets. I do look at this. I think this helps us understand what happened with the puppets. I think when Bray passed away, the circle broke. Maybe only momentarily, and they were let loose. They didn't have a direction. They were lost. They were confused. But Howdy found them. They're safe now. They are free, and they are real now. They are real. They've got vessels. It's interesting, isn't it? I said earlier that I don't know about the puppets coming alive because I would need that to be explained. They were used to be in Bray's mind. Maybe that's exactly what this is doing. Maybe that's exactly what this is. It's telling us how they were set free, how they were lost, but how they were found, how they are now real. So that's Shatter. That one's called Bray's theme music. Then we've got this. This is Interruption. So this basically said that they were going to interrupt Raw Talk. It says, see you tonight. This is the graphic for Raw Talk. And obviously that meant that we needed to stick around for Raw Talk. And it was a good job that we did, because we did get another communication, which, to be honest, I've not broke down yet. We're going to do that in this video. So we got that. And then the other thing we got was this was the final thing. This was Monitus, right? 18th. JR. Memo. So this is the audio clip, and it's backwards. I thought the same. So there we go. That is the clip that's played backwards. We've obviously got that playing the correct way. And I believe that's everything. So we've looked down all of those, the 2 pictures, the audio clip, the video, the ad block, the hidden code, which we'll have a look at in a second. So we need to jump over to the QR codes. We've obviously got this folder. Let's go down and have a little bit of a walk. So this is how it dropped. You can see the word prepare. We've got the Pluto symbol. We've got the QR code. It dropped at the end of our opening match, which was Sheamus versus Ludwig. So Draven, shout out to you. Isaac said, if you unscramble this, then you get Firefly Fun House, which is excellent. I retweeted that. So Isaac, very good. This is the video it takes you to. Phoenix said, if you put that code at the end of YouTube, so YouTube, and then you put the codes, this is the video it brings you to. So this is puppets being brought to life, which is very much a strong theme of this QR code, isn't it? It's very much a strong theme. I'm really pleased that we got that shatter image, because that, I think, really is going to go some way to helping us understand how we've got to this. So Jay said, if you look lower down, you get a code, and then it takes you to this. So it's bringing a puppet to life. It got uploaded like 8 years ago. It's not a video that they've made. I don't think we need to be watching it and looking for clues, because, as I said, it was uploaded 8 years ago. So it's not connected to Nightbirds. It goes even before the Firefly Fun House. You know, it goes a long way back. So I don't think it's so much about what's in the video. I think it's just about that title, bringing a puppet to life. I think that's what they wanted you to find. Here's the clip played the correct way. So Draven, shout out to you. I'm just Ken, thank you.
The cave will be no more. The end of all things. A massacre is coming. Run and hide. Run and hide. Run and hide.
So again, for me, they're just really reinforcing the message from the video. Run and hide to the locker room. A massacre is coming. This is your only chance to get out of the way. The just and the unjust, the deserving and the undeserving, everyone's gonna get it. A massacre is coming. The cave will be destroyed. This system that can hold people back, that can make them feel like they don't belong, that they're undervalued. We're gonna burn this place to the ground. If that doesn't excite you, I just don't know what to say. So David, shout out to you, just showing us the Firefly Funhouse TV. This is what it connects with. So this however you pronounce it, Vlaiku NR1, apparently is a plane that made its first flight on June 17th, 1910. So that is the name of a plane that flew on June 17th, 1910. So again, another reference, as Anime Fiend Zeno says, another reference to June 17th. Very much feels like they're on the way. So Martin said, here's some of those screenshots. Yep, that I think is the skull of an animal in the desert. That I'm interested in. That, I think, is an animal. Maybe a bird's. And I think that's a wick that's kind of counting down till the big explosion, you know? So we've kind of had a look at those. I also found this shatter, which was Bray's theme, said Iron Blood Wolf. So we've kind of had a little look at that. It was pointed out on the live stream as well that that does look like a 6, which I thought was a good shout. So yeah, I enjoyed that. So Pedro as well. Shout out to Pedro, who was the first person to tell me about the link to the YouTube, which is there. Pedro was the first person to tell me about that. J-Dub, thank you, my friend. Phoenix, thank you. I'm just Ken, appreciate it. David, appreciate it. Right here, there is something in Mandate's MP4. Looks like it has dreads. So you can sort of see that face. I don't know if these are dreads. I thought that was an interesting perspective. Maybe one of them has got dreads now. I don't know. I kind of get the feeling that a hand or something might be there. I really see a mouth there and a nose there. I really see that. But what is that dreads? That's an interesting thought, isn't it? That's an interesting thought. So erase your mind, shout out to you. Radio 48 said, this is from June 10th, 2019. It is the breakfast spreads. So that's what we're referencing back to. Andrew said, this flashed at the end. A massacre is coming. I don't know if that was from Raw Talk or if that was from the end of the QR codes. But either way, a massacre is coming. And Slamex, so this, I think, was the Raw Talk one. The veiled character came back. We've seen the veiled figure in the WWE intro from the Backlash teasers. Today it made its return on Raw Talk. So Raw Talk, you might remember that interruption pointed towards Raw Talk. Well, we got a video played at the start of Raw Talk. It sort of interrupted the signature. And we got this again. We do have that video to play. It is worth mentioning, and I don't know that this is connected, but behind Damian Priest, there was a door slightly open, right? An open door. And this person, you could just see the back of their head. I never saw them move. I never saw them look. I never saw their face. But it did sort of feel like someone was having a little look. This was behind Damien, and I think it was Kathy Kelly that was interviewing, and you could just see them in the background. I did tweet out during the moment, like, who's that in the doorway? I'd imagine a lot of people did. You could quite easily see it, but couldn't see what it was. I can't say that it's connected. The TV, again, Wrestling X Gen, shout out to you. Now, I've included this just for the fact that I can't work this one out, right? So here, obviously, we've got the plane, yeah, June 17th, and that plane. But here's Word of Wrestling saying this is amazing. If you look in the doorway of the final Firefly Fun House, this is wild. Was June 17 predicted before Bray's passing. So I think what Word of Wrestling is claiming here is that this person is connected to the flight. I can't find out who this person is. Part of me wonders if we worked this out before. I can't believe we didn't work this out before. I'm sure when this Firefly Funhouse aired, we would have broken it apart and we would have looked at all the images. But for some reason, I just cannot recall as to who this person is. I had a quick look to see if I could, like, do a search for them. I can't find them. I can't find them. So I can't sit here and say that this person is connected to this. I can't do that. I don't know that that is true. So if you want something to get your teeth into, maybe have a look, see if you can find out who this gentleman is. He is definitely shown. This isn't edited. He is shown at the end of the Firefly Funhouse, the last Firefly Funhouse. And the one that's like, can you keep a secret? That Firefly Funhouse. He is shown briefly in the doorway, but I don't know that he connects to this. I don't know who he is. But I would be interested to find out because I need to have a look into that. I've had a quick look. That's why this video is a little bit delayed, because I've just spent half an hour trying to figure out who this boomer is. I don't know who he is, which is why I can't say he's connected to that. And that was everything that we had, was it? Was that everything? A big shout out to Colliery Championship, who during the stream let me know that Monitus is advised. It means warned, right? And you might remember that that was the name, I think, of the audio file. Was it the audio file that it was the name of? Yeah, it was the audio file. So it was the name of the audio file. That means that you've been warned, basically. So we need to have a look and find. Did I put it in Nightbirds? We need to have a look and find. Here it is, the Raw Talk clip. That's what I wanted. Let's watch this Raw Talk clip, and then we'll have a look at the other bits that we've got. So you can hear the audio is off.
Together, forever.
So I think at this point, it kind of caught a few people off guard. So we have just had the signature and the veiled character has already been shown. Now we've got this, and you can hear it's quite glitchy and everything, right? So
Together, forever.
I have shown you signs and wonders, yet you still do not believe. I offered you hope. Freedom from the pit. You spit in my face, mock my family, question my timing. One last chance. An opportunity to repent. But my patience runs thin. There is a reckoning coming. Nightbirds, your belief is indifferent. It is inevitable. You will learn you are finite, and you shall all behold what we have become. And there's another image. Is that maybe the missing image? Is that the missing image? Because I don't feel like we saw 4 before. Maybe that was the missing one. Or maybe that is Howdy. The more I see that, the more I think that one's actually Howdy, because that was also the image that was at the top of the WWE.com article. You know, the one that said hello that we think was from Uncle Howdy. That was the image. So the more I see it, the more it gets separated from everything else, the more I feel like that one is Howdy. So I feel like we need to have a little walk here. We need to have a little go through and see what we end up with, because there's going to be a lot of imagery in here. So as we kind of go through, if we see anything of interest, might be something in there if you tidy it up a little bit. So there we've got signs and wonders. So signs and wonders repeated many times. Signs and wonders. And then we've got a blur. And as we keep going through, not too worried about the words. We've read the words. I'm more interested in the background images. A lot of images we've seen before, believe. I wonder if one of them says believe. I would think one of them probably does. And again, as we keep going through, more glitching. That one says, ooh, what does that say? Does that say hope and pray? No. What does that say? A bit bigger on that. What does that say? Hope? Can't even really make it out, can you really? I wonder, can we make it a bit cleaner? I offered you hope. Right, I think it's hope. Because the next word says, I offered you hope, or the next sentence said, I offered you hope. So I think that one's hope. I offered you hope. Again, we go blue. That more hope? Yeah. Freedom from the pits. It's quite a lot of little images. Distorted. That looks like an eye, doesn't it there? Very much like an eye. Ooh, Oh, that does look like an eye. Could that be like the Fiend? I get very... That's got to be the Fiend in it. I get very strong Fiend feelings from that. Very strong. Then we've got all these bits. That feels like it's a word. Coming, maybe? And that definitely feels like it's got something about it. Then we've got freedom repeated. And then we've got like these. And there are some numbers that seemingly show themselves. Again, just kind of going through some very... Oh, that's interesting. I get like a school vibe from that, but it might not be. You spit in my face. And then we've got this. I feel like we've seen some of these before. I feel like I've seen some of that imagery before. That's interesting. Hard to make out, though. My family. You mock my family. Keep going through. Again, interesting. I feel like there could be something in here. Question my timing. There's just so much like glitchy imagery. It's really hard to know what we need to focus on, like what we need to be paying close attention to. Question my timing. Glitching. That I've seen before. I got sent that a few days ago. What is that? And it's there as well. It's there and there. Are those new masks? What are these? I am interested in those. Keep going forward. One last chance. More glitches. That feels like it could be a person. Opportunity to repent. Repents. Repeated. But my patience runs thin. Repent. Trying to make sure that we're not missing anything important. And it's difficult because I haven't gone through this. This is the first time I'm going through it. There's a reckoning coming. But a lot of it just looks like glitches. WWE logo. There's the Nightbirds. Your belief is indifferent. What was in that? Anything in there? No. It is inevitable. You will learn you are finite. You shall behold. There it glitches. There we get that image, which I'm sure is Howdy. And I think it almost comes to an end there. We do get some at the end here. Is that the word massacre repeated? Massacre. I think something flashed up, didn't it? Yeah, massacre is coming flashed up. And then that's it. That's what we got on Raw Talk. So we got that. I think there's lots of images in there which you could spend so long poring over, but I don't know if it's really going to unlock anything or not. It's tricky, that. It's tricky. Ian said, I watched all the videos on that recapitulation. I noticed that this one's missing from April 29th, and I wonder why. Don't know. That's an excellent spot. Apparently there's one that wasn't included, and I don't know why. It looks pretty much like all the others. It doesn't really look like there's anything there that should be excluded. So yeah, that's an interesting one. Gorilla Press said, if you look at the last few lines of this article, it says, others think they are the catalyst. I must give them the opportunity to repent. I hope for their sake they do. We've already been told about fake prophets. So at the bottom, It is worth going back and rereading these. So it says, I don't say this pride is sacred gratitude. How precious to be chosen to bring forth. I've said too much. Give me a little more time. Others think they are the catalyst. I must give them the opportunity to repent. I hope for their sake they do. So I think we've got some real clarity on that now, that people need to, I suppose, apologize, run and hide. They need to get out the way. NS Mommy said, Alexa. Here you can see, look, the chain around Alexa's neck looks very similar to the chain here. I think this is a great spot from NS Mommy. That chain there. Is it the same or is it just a coincidence? This, I think, is taken from when the therapist has come back from meeting them. So there is a chance that she was given this by Alexa, if Alexa was there when she met up with them. So I don't know. I thought that was a great little spot, though. This is interesting as well. WrestleCast TV said this was on the WWE Reddit. I put it into binary code and it said, we're coming. Now, I don't know if this is the official Reddit, right? I mean, how many? They've got 776,000 members, so I'm guessing that it is the subreddit for WWE, and apparently it had all these numbers on it. Again, I don't go on Reddit, so I really don't know, but I think that's really interesting. We're coming was on the bio of the WWE Reddit. And this is the last thing that we got here. It said in the video from Acceptance, it says his arms are wide open. Is this Howdy accepting Nikki, Gacy, Rowan, and Loomis? Because, yeah, his arms are wide open there, aren't they? So that was a good spot. I really like those. A couple of bits in Nightbird. Well, we got this one, actually. I thought this was so good. I thought this was done so well. This from Matt. He says, oh, my God, another Nightbird video. I've retweeted this out. It deserves all the love in the world. Let's give this a listen, shall we?
I am Days. I am all of us. I am Nightbird. We've been waiting for more than 2 months. Hurry your ass up, Uncle Howdy. Get out of Rob's house before I call the cops. I mean, I am all of us. I am Days.
I thought that was so good. We've been waiting more than 2 months. Hurry your ass up, Uncle Howdy. Get out of Rob Fee's house before I call the cops. Very good. Very good. So, so good. I want that to get all the love in the world, man. So, there we go. That was Nightbird. If you think there's stuff that we missed, feel free to let us know. As we said, even though we've done like a good near 50-minute video on this, I don't think there's a great deal that's like left unanswered. I feel like this was quite straightforward. I think we're getting to the point now where I think the messaging is so important. They really want the message to come across. Like, we might be moving out of the phase where we're ripping things apart to try and solve them. Now it's more about, can we get the message across to you? It's important that you understand a massacre is coming. You need to run and hide. And for anyone that gets in our way, you're in big trouble. Like, we want you focused on that more than running around trying to work out things. I'm sure that there will still be stuff for us to get our teeth into, but I think that that message is what they're going to bang now for the next couple of weeks. So, but yeah, where is that secret going to lead us to? There's a good chance that there could still be something else for us before SmackDown. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I appreciate the support as always, my friends. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.